You are welcome to the Guru on Air, the YouTube channel of Godwin Etakibuebu, otherwise known on air as the Guru. Too many things are trending in Nigeria, but this evening we shall be speaking about a topic. Just last week, the federal government admitted that, let me quote, "We don't know exact daily fuel consumption." This is a statement released, or this was a statement released by the Minister for State in the Petroleum Industry Ministry, that's Ministry of Petroleum Resources, Etakibuebu, the former governor of Bayelsa State. He told Nigerians that the federal government does not know the exact daily fuel consumption of Nigerians. Meaning, the NNPC did not know what is the consumption rate, how many liters Nigeria consume per day. Meaning, President Buhari, who is our Minister of Petroleum Resources, does not know how many liters Nigeria consume in a day. Etakibuebu sent a message that we should not forget that Etakibuebu is more or less of a spare tire in the link of that industry, the petroleum resources industry. Because at the end of the day, President Buhari is not only the commander-in-chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces as president, he is de facto de jure minister of petroleum resources. So if Etakibuebu is speaking to us, it means he is carrying out fulfillment of mandates, directives from the president. Who will go and tell them this, go and tell them. Otherwise, he has no originality of his own, according to the setup. Probably before you fought my presentation starting this way, let me just give a typical example. Then we'll move ahead to define two things before we come back to narrow them one after the other. You remember when Etakibuebu was the Minister for State Petroleum Resources. And of course, Professor Yemi Osinbajo was still the acting president. And that was the era that President Buhari was spending more days on hospital bed in UK because of his head. Thank God the man's head had regulated now. The late McCarthy was the group managing director of the NNPC. And they came to be business put together worth $25 billion to be signed so that the contracts could go out. We discovered that McCarthy, the group managing director then, did not consult with the vice president, who was perfectly acting president by powers of transmission. Power to him. Etakibuebu did not know anything about it. What the group managing director did was to consult with the secretary to the government of the Federation, Ambayari, and two of them jumped into the plane, carried the whole file, and went to London to meet Buhari, who was on his hospital bed. And of course, from the bed, he approved the contract of 25 billion. It means it was not 25 billion value, was more than enough even to be presented to the Federal Executive Council, because there was no virtual council meeting then. And everything was executed. It tells you the role of the Minister of State plays at any given time. Like I would always recollect, as President President Olusegun Obasanjo told his vice president at the time, Atiku Abubakar, said, "Turaki, don't forget, you are just a spare tire in this vehicle." So at any given time, the Minister of State or the Minister for State, the Petroleum Industry, the Petroleum Ministry, Petroleum Industry of Petroleum Resources Ministry is Inspector. Having explained that, Timi Priya-Silva had come to announce to us that neither the NNPC, nor the minister, nor the federal government knows our total fuel consumption per day. The question will come to be asked. If our fuel consumption per each day is not known to the authorities regulating us and regulating the industry, how therefore that the same authority could come out with precision on the value of subsidy to be paid for? On what consumption rate do they base the value of the subsidy? Because the subsidy is supposed to be the landing cost, and this is how much we are selling it, meaning the government is adding this much, meaning it is based on total calculated liters sold. But now that we've been told that we don't know, the government does not know, NNPC would not know, the group managing director would not know, the Minister of Petroleum Resources will not know, how come that they know with precision the amount? So far, so good. Until June next year, the budget, the supplementary budget that had gone in, had valued 3 trillion for subsidy. That 3 trillion naira, on what consumption rate is it based? These are questions that Nigerians ought to be interrogating, because we shouldn't be seen as sleeping on our rights at any given time. Once we put out this posture of sleeping on our rights, the people governing over us will take us for a ride, and they will be dishing out to us. But having said that, let us move faster into the whole narration. I shall articulate more from statement credited to the Minister of State for that ministry, Timi Priya-Silva. He admitted that when he came in as a minister, he was told that Nigeria consumption is between 30 to 40 liters per day. But the Guru stands here by the grace of God and the glory of God upon his life to say that was laboriously packaged. We don't consume as much as that, because it means we have to look at the number of cars, we have to look at the numbers of articulated vehicles which are not using PMS, which run on diesel. We have to look into this before we can articulate that in between this and between this will be right. But Timi Priya-Silva went beyond that by telling us that at the time, NNPC now told him that consumption had moved to 60 million liters per day. Then at a time, they told him that consumption moved to 70 million liters per day. Then the greatest news, the news that quaked the earth, came when he said that at a time, NNPC told him that consumption of fuel in Nigeria by Nigerians per day is now above 100 million liters. We shall come to that one after the other. But let me put a full stop here to say one word before we close this particular episode. That one word is this. Nigeria should please know the difference between PMS, which is said to be smuggled around the whole world. At least, Timi Priya-Silva said that our PMS is smuggled around the whole of Africa. We will look at facts that will be around that presentation. Could they be real? Is our PMS being smuggled to South Africa? Is it being smuggled to Morocco? Is it being smuggled to Tunisia? Is it being smuggled to Egypt? Is it being smuggled to Kenya? Is it being smuggled to Mozambique? We will look at that with facts available that will be revealed. But that's not the issue now. Let us take it this way. The PMS being smuggled out of Nigeria, which is why subsidy must come, otherwise we'll be subsidizing other countries' usage of our petroleum resources, is quite different from what the government said 3 weeks ago, that 80% of our oil is being stolen. That one mentioned is crude. 80% of the crude is being stolen. That is it. Then we should not put the difference between 80% of crude being stolen and PMS, a finished product. Because when they mention oil, it's laboriously mentioned to mislead the Nigerians from understanding the truth. So the next episode, we put the dichotomy. We put the difference between the crude oil and the PMS, the petrol, this sold to us. The guru signing off. Bye.